Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm Krista. This is Raphael, my Impatient Thoroughbred. In this video, we're going to show you how to use a diaper and a poultice to wrap the hoof of an impatient horse. This video is part 2 of a 2-part series. In part 1, which I will link in the show notes below and the cards above, I used a shower cap and vet wrap to soak Raphael's foot, as he won't stand for any length of time in a pan of water. Just keep in mind safety when working with horses, as they typically are full of surprises, as you will find out if you keep watching this video to the end. If you have a typically green, fidgety, or volatile horse, like Raphael here, always consult with a professional regarding care and training before you trust some random person on YouTube like me. Things that we are going to need here: duct tape, vet wrap. As you can see, I've taken off the plastic so that I have easy access, and I probably will also just do this so I have a tab really easy. Pair of scissors, drying salve or poultice. I don't like using this, it's kind of greasy. This is called Ichmiol. I would prefer to use something like bentonite clay, or sugar dye is also a good one, which is really easy to make. You just make it out of sugar and iodine. And then the other one that I like is this kind of Epsom salt poultice that I got at the Horse Expo, but that's expensive. The best is actually sugar dye. Here's a diaper. I believe this is it's not a real big diaper. It's probably maybe 6 months to a year, depending on the size of the horse's foot. You won't need a newborn. The great thing about this, and this is probably slightly small for Raphael's foot, but the good thing is these little tabs here. So if you can put it on the foot, you can just wrap it up and adhere these little tabs, which will hold it temporarily until you can get the vet wrap on it.
And finally, some plastic wrap.
With that, let me go get the horse. Here I am with my horse. He has an abscess on his right front.
Prior to dressing the foot with a poultice, diaper, vet wrap, and duct tape, you will want to have soaked the foot, or if you're not dealing with an abscess, to at least have a clean foot to dress. You may want to refer to my last video on using a shower cap to soak the hoof of a horse that won't stand in a pan of water. I'll link that video in the cards above and the show notes below. It also helps to have a clean, dry surface to work on, so if you've soaked the hoof, you will probably need to move your horse to a dry surface before wrapping it, because the surface in which the hoof was soaked is probably wet.
While Raphael's foot is soaking, I'm going to sit here and make my duct tape bootie. And I have a refrigerator in my tack room here. This is a great surface. If this is clean, we can use it. I do like using this surface for making my duct tape bootie. I've also used my wood door to my tack room, but sometimes that will get little slivers in it, which is not good. And I also have a mirror on my tack room door, which I could use as well. I use Gorilla tape, which is a fairly strong tape. You can get it at Home Depot or most hardware stores. And I just make the bootie by going across like this. And we do like 3 or 4 strips, and I overlap them. I think you can also, if you look online, sometimes you can get duct tape squares, which might be easier to do. Then you don't even have to make a bootie. You can just take a duct tape
square and use that as your duct tape booty. But in this case, I'm going to make a booty. Raphael doing something out there. I hope he's not like doing his typical Raphael things. Okay, so this is not a very pretty booty, but I'm going to just try to pull this off here and without pulling the refrigerator open. And then I'm going to kind of cut it down so it doesn't look so riff-raffy. I guess it really doesn't matter if all this stuff is on here. I had seen this done once at the vets, and they made it really pretty. I guess they do this all the time, so they're pretty skilled at it. I don't know if making duct tape booties is a great skill to have, but that's useful, I guess. So I'm just going to leave this here. It's not really that bad. This one is kind of fringy, so I will cut this off. And I usually make like maybe 4 little kind of gusset cuts on the square so that it's easier to wrap around the hoof. And you can fold it a little easier. Just keep in mind, folks, this is what I do. I'm an amateur owner and rider. I just try to take notes when I go to the vet or take a lesson or talk to professional horse people. And I have 4 horses, so I've been doing this for a while. I'm going to just stick my booty back on the refrigerator here. And while Mr. Raph's out there, I'm going to also prepare my diaper, my horse's diaper, that is. Here's my drawing salve, and like I said, this is all I have right now. The best thing, actually, I think, and the cheapest thing, is to use sugar dang, which is a combination of sugar and iodine. That will also dry out any stuff that's in the foot. And the other thing that's nice about it, it's not greasy. This stuff is really greasy and nasty. But I'm going to use this because it's what I have. It's pretty effective, I think, but it's kind of nasty. So I have gloves on, as you can see. And I'm going to just put this stuff, it's black, it's kind of tarishy. I'm going to just put this stuff on a piece of plastic wrap here with my gloves. I just slap it on there. Ugh. This is going to go on his foot. And this is kind of this is always fun to do. Really, it's not that fun. You just put a lot of it on there, as much as you can. And like I said, it's gross. Now, most poultices are gross. There's other ones that you can use. I bought this one. I kind of liked it. It's like a gel with Epsom salts in it. But it was a little pricey, you know, and the sugar dime is cheap. So you can use that. This stuff is not super pricey. It's about $6 or $7
can. Also, if you guys have a different way of doing this that might be easier, let me know in the comment section below. There's my nice dry and solve laid in piece of plastic here. I'm gonna change my gloves because they're a mess. Okay, we're back. Now I have both the plastic wrap on and the diaper. So next step is the vet wrap.
Since Raphael is a difficult horse to work with, I just skipped the part of applying the diaper and plastic wrap, which took a considerable amount of time and angst. In the spirit of fair use, I grabbed this clip from Mustad Hoofcare, which demonstrates how to wrap the foot with a diaper on a horse that is well behaved. He does not use plastic wrap under the diaper, but notice how he positions the diaper so the part with the adhesive tabs are in the back of the hoof. Then he pulls those tabs around to the front and fastens them across the dorsal hoof wall. He also uses the front of his jeans to make the duct tape bootie. I guess you could do that, but then you might get jean fibers in the duct tape. I prefer the front of the refrigerator. I will provide a link to Mustad's full video of this topic below. By the way, Mustad is the manufacturer of the Equilibrium shoe, which is one of the shoes I mentioned in my video on Wily's navicular problems. They have a great YouTube channel featuring a playlist of farrier hacks, all less than 2 minutes long, of which the diaper hack is one.
Here's my vet wrap. I'm going to wrap him up. I usually, when I put this on, I usually wrap from the outside in, just out of habit, because that's how I wrap a leg. And the reason for that, so I would wrap her leg like this, where I take the Band-Aid and wrap it around. The reason is you want the tendon to be in, not be pulled out, but pulled in, which makes a better wrap and prevents bandage bows. So for his foot, I usually, because he's not very good about picking up his foot, I usually just start, I'll wrap the top here. And then we'll try to wrap the bottom, which means I have to pick up his foot, which means you'll probably see my booty again. I'm gonna start it like, oops. I'm gonna start it like this. Ideally, you want this to be pretty smooth. You don't want there to be a lot of wrinkles, but you know, I do what I can. So I'm gonna go behind on the, try to get the bottom of it. He does not like to kick his foot very good, and he's not very willing. So we're just gonna try to do this quickly. Oh, excuse me. Again. Also, you don't want to get your fingers underneath the horse's foot when he's putting it down like that. So we got the vet wrap on there. Here's the duct tape booty again. We're going to put this on. Again, I just put it on and then I'm kind of smoothing around the edges. And he puts his foot down. There. It's not real big. Doesn't cover a lot. Ideally, I probably should have done that a little bit more. I'm going to get some duct tape for the top. Here I have my duct tape again. I'm going to just do the outside here. This is the roll from my vet wrap. So again, the hard part's done for the most part. I just have to kind of put this on the outside here. And fortunately, too far together. Very pretty here. No. So, alright. So, here it is. I have my scissors handy. I'm gonna cut it. Okay, so that is how you bandage or do a duct tape booty for an impatient horse. So thank you all for all watching. I'm glad you stayed tuned. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you have other suggestions for soaking abscesses, feel free to let me know in the comment section. If you would like to see more of these videos, feel free to subscribe. And if you'd like to be notified every time I put out a new video, please hit the bell. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Trainwreck Dressage. As always, stay safe, stay inspired, and bye for now.